Hey winners, Kevin Award here at YesMasters.com, teaching real estate agents to get more yeses and more successes in their business and in their life. And I've had this question asked to me a lot of times. I just got another email from an agent in Canada saying, how can I increase my contacts per hour when I'm prospecting? Well, it's a great question. It's a very common question because we'll tell you, you know what, you need to get over 10 contacts an hour and so forth. And they're like, I'm just hammering it as hard as I can. It seems I can only get 3, 5, 7 contacts per hour, whatever it is. So here's several things. One, you got to understand that contacts per hour is largely a matter of efficiency, number one. Number two, it's largely a matter of mindset. And one of the things that I have noticed, and I've noticed this especially with door knocking, is I have agents that will average 10 contacts an hour or more door knocking, and then I have other agents that seem to only be able to squeeze out 3 contacts. They can cram 3 contacts per hour. Well, there's several things that are happening. One is just this sheer physical speed of your body. Are you walking fast? Are you walking from house to house with energy and enthusiasm? Because one, that gets you there quicker. 2, you spend less time knocking on doors that nobody's home, nobody's answering. 3, you have shorter conversations with people by simply staying on a guided conversation, a choreographed conversation, which without skill is called a script. Now when it's skilled, it's called choreography. It's a choreographed conversation, and you're literally performing a dance with a prospective client, which is an awesome way to look at it. When you're on the phone, how do you make more contacts per hour? Oh, 1, dial faster. 2, dial with 2 headsets. I've got agents that are literally using, I used to do this before Mojo dialers and all the dialers that they have out there now. I used to have 2 headsets sitting on, 2 phones sitting on my prospecting station. I had dual headset. I dialed this number, marked a A for that phone number, and while it was ringing, I was dialing the second number, marked a B on the list, because I would just go down the list of people I was going to be calling that day, whether it's expireds or for sale by owners or my personal circle or somebody that I had never met before, whoever it was. Now here's one of the biggest things that you can do. Now let me just put it this way. The simplest and fastest way to increase your contacts per hour is to use an automatic dialer. There's a lot of them out there to choose from now, and they just help you increase your contacts per hour. The glitch on it is you just have to have enough contacts to input into the program that it's got numbers to constantly be dialing. So another thing that you can do though that will really help you, whether you're using that or not, is 1, dial faster. 2, it's the time you're spending between dials. If you're manually dialing, it's you look at the next prospective contact and you try to pull out your crystal ball and you try to analyze, or you know what, before I call this expired, I want to study their property. I want to study. Don't do that, because you don't know if there's any reason to spend any time on that contact until you have a conversation with them, and they'll let you know real fast whether you need to spend time looking at their stuff or not. So don't look at it and look at the price range and and try to see, do I know that house? Have I seen that house? Just dial. And here's the thing, while you're dialing and as you're waiting for the phone to ring and as it's ringing before the prospect answers, your brain has a ton of time to actually process it, to look at it, to notice a couple of things about the property and to decide, okay, how am I going to deal with this? We spend more time procrastinating between calls is what I see with a lot of agents. And if you'll just be consistent and just dial, and as the phone's ringing, you can look at the for sale by owner, read the details of it. Don't read the details of the for sale by owner before you dial. Read it as you dial and while the phone is ringing. And then finally, probably the most important thing beyond mindset is simply making sure that when you start your prospecting session that you have enough contacts, enough numbers that you can actually dial straight through for that 50 minutes or that hour until you are done. Now the other thing is dial for 50 minutes. If you're doing a 3 or 4 hour lead generation session, dial for 50 minutes, take a 10-minute break. Dial for 50 minutes, take a 10-minute break. Now the 10-minute break is actually to be a break, not to be a time to go do something else, because then you get distracted and you're taken off track. But you start on time, you're intense, you're focused. I always recommend, I just tell you, you got to, if you're serious about this, stand up when you're doing it because your energy is much higher. Have some high energy music going in the background that's very soft, so only you can hear it, the prospects can't hear it, but it will help keep your energy up, which will make you move faster, which will get you better results. Get momentum going in your brain, get momentum going in your fingers. Let your fingers do the walking, because here's what we know, is that when you talk to the agents that are doing hundreds of deals a year, what it all comes down to, wherever their leads are coming from, wherever they're getting their business, at the end of the day, they are talking to a lot of people every single day, because that's where the money is. This is a talk to people business. Do it, expect yes, engage the opportunities. They're out there, help you reach your dreams. Kevin Ward, YesMasters.com. We'll talk real soon.